Well, hi everyone. Happy New Year. It's BDevine, and we are focusing today on this new moon, this big super moon in Capricorn that I was telling you guys about for some time now. But thank you all for joining for another year of Divine Miracles and BDevine Online, and also for my new energy focus is teaching you the Light Leaders Academy. I really appreciate those who are going to be a part of this because we really need you, okay? So you will hear this message at the time that's right for you. And I am going to go over the properties of this new moon, okay? As we move into a much clearer kind of energy already, you may have already felt it. And we're also going to do a message from Crystal Mandala Oracle. This one will sort of set things into motion for our spiritual journey today and from here on out as well, and other videos and things that I'll be making soon. I also want to thank you for the people that were concerned after I had a fall in the shower and hit the bath on the way down. Luckily, didn't hit my face, okay? My whole boob and everything just whacked into the top side of the bath. So I'm trying to explain it to people, it's kind of hard, but you know, the edge of the bath like that. So everything for me went forward into it and under my arm smacked down on it, and I fell on my knees first. So luckily I went down and then sort of out. I don't know how, but this boob stopped me from smacking my chin. I was about that far away from it, from, you know, getting a bad thing. So this happened on the 30th, I think. Yeah, the day before New Year's Eve. And so all of a sudden, when it came the 1st of January, I felt so much better. So obviously my husband was working on healing and I was doing the healing and just really allowing myself to rest, because you know, when you're bruised, you kind of, oh, this hurts or that hurts, you find another bruise, which is so silly because it never happens to me. So the importance of listening to what your body's telling you, and you know, what situations come up in your life, and evaluating those situations as well. You know, for me, I needed to get everything out of 2021. I needed to just finish it all. Any negative vibration or anything that was going on, it needed to come to the surface, and I needed to just rest because of the new year starting. Is extremely important for me personally and for all of you, because we are going to see one thing after the other occur. And I will be doing live readings for my patrons coming up here pretty soon too. So if you want to be a patron, it's all there in the link below, okay? And it's only $5 and you get a whole lot of information. We do webinars, I do live shows with you, all kinds of things. And this year may be a little bit different, but I will still manage to do some extras for the patrons. And also there'll be a certain section in there for those that are connecting with the Light Leadership Academy. I was doing readings yesterday on TikTok. I was amazed, okay? I guess it finally just hit me how little or how distracted our youth really are. They don't know much. Now, I'm not talking about everybody, okay? There are those that are working on their spiritual path and opening up the way for others. I'm not talking about those that are already doing their work, but I am telling you that there are so many that are still asking some of the most basic questions. And I was putting it all together yesterday, and I was like, you know, you've got to stop this. Stop asking questions every 5 minutes of what's this and what's that and what's this and then what's going to happen over here, and what's going to happen there, and what about this person, is they right for me, and blah blah blah, and what about this person, they sending me this and this and this, and what about that, and what about this guy from the past, and are they cheating on me? These are questions that I am absolutely, I mean, I've been doing this for this is my 31st year. All over the years, I've heard all kinds of questions, of course. Been in that position myself where I'm questioning things. It's not that. It's the level of distraction in the youth, okay, for the most part. And they are so used to really crappy, it's like really crappy advice, that when someone gives them, deeper advice, they're like completely like, oh, wow, well that's just blown me away. They were completely flawed. When I do readings on TikTok or whatever, especially on TikTok, I notice the most. It needs so much light. It's not even funny. These people are connected with so-called, spiritual teachers that are teaching them rubbish. It was really, it's another reason why I'm creating the academy. Okay. I want the youth to teach the youth properly. Those of you who are in your 40s and 50s, in my age bracket, obviously you've been there, done that, you've got some life experience, you know how to put two and two together. But the youth, now I want to just be clear, not everybody, not people that are on the path or people that are doing their work, but most of the majority of the youth, it's insidious what's happened to them, where they have grown up with technology, and that is their distractor. So when you're learning about your abilities, and I'm going to be having a talk with you guys today, when we're learning about our abilities, we can't be as distracted. In fact, distraction is the first thing that will block you from really opening up your own gifts. You get distracted by stress, you get distracted by worries, you get distracted by friends, you get distracted by social media, you get distracted by bills, you get distracted by restrictions, and you get in your head about it and you've completely lost the spiritual connection. Now, imagine if that was your whole life, though, is revolving around, what social media is doing, what your friends are doing, who's complaining about what, who's going after whose, girlfriend or boyfriend, or who wants to change their sex, or who now wants these different pronouns and things, and who now, is just like the latest, dance craze, or the latest, whatever. It's like obsessive is what I'm getting at. Who cares? You look at stuff on social media, you're going to see stuff, you're going to do your little dances, you're going to have a lot of fun or whatever. But for the most part, we're all focusing on where we're going. And the youth, or the younger generation, are focusing on fortune telling, if they're focused on anything, and black magic, and sending curses to people, and hating on others, and creating division, and fighting with who's who, and what they think that you may think. And I just find that incredibly sad to see. When I connect in with my spiritual light team, I connect in with the angels, okay? And I ask them to help me when I'm speaking with you. This is where it all comes from. It's like, I don't care whether, what kids are doing, right? But they do. Because these are the people that are going to be taking over one day. They don't even know what the hell they're doing. They're asking question after question, a question of life. They live in constant stress, anxiety. They don't know how to get out of it, and they don't want to get out of it. They just want to mingle with others who are also, got all of these problems. I find that incredibly sad. So my job and your job should be that anchor, that lighthouse, that way forward, that when they are ready, that they see you doing your thing, that you've always been doing your thing, and they want to learn how you got where you are. Because if they keep on going around comparing themselves with everybody, coming up with stupid ways to, become very divided, to keep on being distracted by technology, the phone and that. Now, I get it. We need technology. We need to be able to get our message across, right? But if you are sitting on that phone all the time, And I've seen kids with it just right up to their face, having something to eat and doing that. And I just find that the rudest thing ever. Put it down, you know? They can't stop themselves. It's an addiction. It's the newest addiction. I guess it used to be, you know, cocaine or whatever in the 70s and the 80s and, you know, angel dust and all that, 60s, 70s. And now it's the phone, right? Connecting with people distantly. And, you know, if you think about it, that kind of thing has been set up for a while now, where we were going to be apart, right? This whole thing has been planned, I'm telling you, and it's all coming out as well. So all of the people that, you know, have had to suffer through this whole situation, you know, you may be finding yourself really pissed off at all of the BS that's really been happening, right? So yesterday I'm doing readings on TikTok and I'm telling these kids point blank, no, you know, they're like, what's coming up for me 2022? It's like, well, what do you want to have happen? And they're like, oh. And I'm like, well, what do you want to have? You know, are you going to focus on it being a crappy year? You're going to focus on, oh, well, this is going to happen and that's going to happen and this. It's not about that. And then they say, is this the right person for me? Well, what do you think? You know, if you need to ask me, what are you really thinking and why are you thinking that way? Sometimes people are overthinking it into a problem, stressing themselves out into having a problem with somebody else. God, I've seen it so many times where people get themselves into a position where they are too connected to somebody else, and then they start obsessing about that somebody else. That person doesn't even know anything about it, and all of a sudden it's in their head that this person is against them. And it's just come from stewing over. It's come from unhealed trauma, situations in life where, you know, the person's used to being treated like crap. So they treat you like crap until you treat them like crap. And then they're like, oh my God, there it is. That crap has to stop. I don't have any time for someone who becomes obsessed and then blames me because of it, you know? Seen it every so often throughout my lifetime as doing this. I have no idea that the person has not disconnected, that the person is still obsessing or stewing, and it turns against me, right? Because they go to another reader and the other reader's basically stupid, okay? And I say that because they're careless. You need to be careful who you're going to listen to. And this is why, again, I have to say it again, this is why I'm teaching in the academy, because you will be taught the absolute correct way and the correct etiquette for any kind of advice that you give somebody, for all types of mental health behaviors. Because this is the thing you're going to deal with, and I'm telling you, you're going to deal with it because people are coming out of it now. People have been hypnotized. People are in a fear state, okay? People are divided. The youth are just oblivious to everything. They're just following along whatever. Oh, I just want to go out and drink. So just whatever you're saying I have to do so I can go out and do that. No worries. That's not what was meant to happen, right? But I get where they're at, what they believe, what they're told. So they just go and do it. I totally get it. If you are out there and you've got yours, you know, the jab, you did it for your own reasons, whatever you want to do. My two sons in Australia, I've just found out have had theirs as well. And it wasn't something that I obviously wanted them to do, but it was something that they were forced to do. It was awful. My youngest son was forced because he wasn't even allowed to go into the hospital when his stepmother had a heart attack. This is a stepmother that, you know, looked after him since he was a small boy. You know, I have a lot of respect for her. You know, I can't understand her choice in this situation, but, you know, underneath, I know her heart is in the right spot. And she was always very kind to my son. That's all you can ask for, right? And he was not allowed to go in and see her. They thought it was the worst, she was going to get worse or whatever was going to happen. So he did it just so he could go into the hospital, for God's sake. My younger and my middle son Joshy, who works at a music center, and it's not a music store. It's like they teach kids to come in and do a performance and all this sort of stuff. Well, he's getting offered a full-time position, and he can make quite a lot good money teaching children, which he's fantastic at. And he had to have it, and I didn't know, right? And what I've noticed, and I've said this before, is this disconnection that you get, where you don't hear as much as you did hear before, or they don't talk as much, or they seem vague, they seem spacey, I've just noticed it. My dad was the same. You all know the story by now. 3 months later, after having his, he was gone. Okay, there's just something dangerous going on here, and it won't be allowed to continue much longer. And I really believe that there's healing for everybody. So if people have made a mistake, or they really regret it now, because now you've got to have 25 boosters, it's not safe. You're getting it. You didn't get it before through the whole 2020, but you're getting it now with your jab. I mean, there's something going on here. Okay, you've all been lied to. Told you that before. But that being said, there's a way out of everything. I know that. Okay. And if it means that there's, healing beds and all this that people talk about for the last 25 years, if that all comes into reality, awesome. But what you need to practice is using your own healing skills, imagining yourself on a healing bed. Imagine yourself being healed by masters. Imagine it being pulled completely out of your body and your cells rejuvenated. Imagine going back to the time when you were at perfect health. And that's some of the things that you can do working with me as well, but you can also learn to do this yourself. Okay? And this is my biggest message for you all, is that you are all beings of light. You are all sovereign. You've all come back here 1,000 times. There are star seeds, but it's very rare. So all these people that call themselves a star seed, you're not, okay? Because it's very rare that you've never had a earthly energy, okay? That doesn't mean that there's not thousands of people that are star seeds, but not every second Tom, Dick, and Harry is a star seed because they feel special, okay? That's not how it works. It's like me saying I'm an angel because whatever, and it's just not true, okay? So, for the most part, you've all worked very hard at your soul journey. Very, very few people are brand new here. Very, very few. This is important, what this work is. So, we didn't come here for this distraction. The other thing is that this year, and I'm going to explain some about this year, I'm going to do the crystal mandala card, and I'll talk about that and give you commentary. I want to thank you all for hanging out, okay? Things are different. Things are different within you, okay? Things have shifted into this new energy vibration. We've gone up a level. If you've been working on this, you're up at that level. You know what I'm talking about. If you're still in your head, you're like, oh God, woe is me, trouble, trouble, trouble. Oh, it's going to be bad. Oh, this is happening. This is happening. This is happening. Stop listening to that BS and start strengthening yourself. Okay? You're not meant to be traveling around in your head, attracting more crap in your head. Okay? It's time to take the bull by the horns, literally. Take a hold of your life energy. Empower yourself like you've never done before. Give it a chance, and everything will twist for you and change. Whatever you've been doing so far has not worked. Okay, so you can keep doing the same old thing and expect a different result, and that's like literally madness, as Einstein said. Okay, we've got so much more to do. This is not about being a psychic medium anymore, or having special abilities and your third eye open, and oh, I can tell you your future. What a load of shit. Okay, it's not about that. There's guidance. People want readings. There it is. The truth is that you need to work on your soul purpose. And then you will get the intuition come in and you will be able to counsel others. People need counseling. Okay? They don't need falseness. They don't need maybes. They don't need any of that stuff. They don't need it. Now you'll be taught your abilities, etc., and how to access them and all that stuff when you're in the Light Academy. I've got video after video here, 1,600 videos of training for you all. Okay, blows my mind that some people still aren't there with it yet. Okay, but those are usually people that are just coming in. So there you go. But it's not about that anymore. When I do a reading for you, I hate that word. I don't know what else to call it, but when I do a message for you, let's just say, tapping into what you're really asking me, I'm following my intuitive impulses about what's going to be beneficial for your future. Yes, there may be some negative things or some people that you need to watch out for. That's probably stable for everybody. There's crap that we need to deal with. We have to make sure we're vigilant with our protection. But 2022 is about you finding yourself. It is about you empowering yourself. It is about not listening to anything that is rubbish. No fear stuff. These people that do the, a lot of it's fantastic. So 99% of the galactic stuff that's out there is pretty good, okay? But there's this 1% that a lot of people go to. And it's dangerous because it's giving you all of this false hope. There's people and connections with planets that are going to save you, blah, blah, blah. Nope. If you don't activate any of your own help, you won't see it. If you don't give permission for your beings of, your light beings to work with you, your spiritual light team to work with you, if you don't give permission for that to happen, they can't do anything. If you don't protect yourself, then there can be mimicking of other energies that pretend to be connected with you and start screwing with you. You must be protected. Do you know why? That's why I say it all the time. There are so many people out there that are very dangerous, okay? And we thought they were all connected with the light. We thought because they were on a spiritual channel or they were giving messages or, they seemed legit. And then when all of this craziness happened, they fell right into alignment with it. And I'm like, what? So there's many of us that are just won't do that because we've got to be true to ourselves. I've got to be true to myself. This whole thing is absolute, the last straw of all of these people that have lost their power trying to make you believe, oh, look, quick, we've got to do this because the planets are changing. If you don't think that they work with the planets, you're right back at square one because they know, okay? They do it so that when something happens, that people who are into astrology or whatever will say, oh, well, that's what happens when Saturn's around, or that's what happened when there's a certain conjunction, always something goes down. So they do it all so that it will fall into alignment with the stars, right? That's what they do. So it looks like it's actually supposed to be happening. We've been brainwashed for many years, not just with all this, C19 crap. We've been brainwashed for many years. Many years. Okay, 1987, the huge harmonic convergence happened though. And when that happened, that meant that our destiny began to change. Way back in 1987, where were you then? What were you doing? Did life change for you dramatically in 1987 and just afterwards? It certainly did for me. Like going into 1988, my whole life was completely different. It wasn't fun, but I'd moved away from the pain of abuse in my family, right? So 1987, our destinies on this planet changed. I could get right into that, but I'm not going to because I don't want you focusing back. And because of that, because of the children that have been born in the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and before that, but these 70s, 80s, 90s sort of kids, okay, in those eras there, had a lot of work to do. And they've come in at a time where they're like, okay, I want to be there for this shift in humanity. I want to be a leader. I want to help the globe in its new energy. Okay, remembering things changed. They changed quite a few times, but here was an important one that's close to us, 1987. All right. And in that time, after that time, life changed. Children that came in the 90s came in because of the change. That they saw the harmonic convergence, which was a connection of shifting everything. It was connection of beings, it was connection of ley lines, it was everything set up perfectly to change the trajectory of the planetary consciousness of the earth. Okay? That's what started happening. We shifted out of all that nonsense. And because of that, what we've seen is the control get more and more and more steady to make us believe that we are out of time, make us believe there is no hope, to make us fall into despair, to make us fall into our, negative thought forms, which accumulate around us. And all of a sudden, we are terrified and thinking that this is it. We're going to end up as communist China. We're going to be restricted for the rest of our life. We're going to be told what to do, and we're going to hail Hitler. And, we're going to have to live our life, scared and alone and trapped because we can't do anything because we've given up all of our freedoms. They want you to believe that that's the case. I'm here to tell you it's not the case, okay? It's not. Because you're not dealing with just, okay, well, the governments are doing this and the governments are doing that, blah, 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 blah. So we're screwed. We're not dealing with that. We're dealing with higher powers. We're dealing with our higher selves. We're dealing with our spiritual light team. We're dealing with our ancestors who have more power than these little puppets that are hypnotized to do as they're told. Okay? Now, people who just have this different view, and that's fine. And even those people are going, oh my God, something's up with all this crap. I'm on my, 15th booster now. So, right? That's what it seems like. You're going to have more and more and more and more because they're just trying to get rid of you all. I just don't understand how people can't see that. However, even if you've had it, and this is what I want to say, because I know some of my people have had it, sadly, for their own decision, their own reasons, for their own life, whatever choice you made. If you, however, decide for yourself, you know what, I'm going to work on pulling this out. I'm going to work on myself and get rid of this. Wouldn't that be an amazing story where you're able to just free yourself from any damage that might occur because of this thing? Okay? Any of them, any immunization or inoculation or jab or whatever you want to call it, has always been dangerous. It's always been a risk. Okay? These ones are sinister. And, these ones are designed to knock us out. The first wave of things didn't work. With the C19, that didn't really work very well. But this one is spreading it again. I don't know, I've spoken to probably 5 people in the past month or so who now have C19 because they've, just after they had their jab. Never had it before. Got the jab for work or whatever, and now they've got it. Family's got it. Everyone they know's got it. And people say, well, it doesn't stop you from getting it, picking it up, doesn't stop you from spreading it. Well, why would you do it then? Why would you have it? Isn't it supposed to be? And if it builds up over time, then why don't you just wait and see the results in other people then? Anyway, that being said, 2022 is a brand new energy, and we need to keep it that way. We need to remember the help and assistance that we have. You need to remember your power and empower yourself, because if you can't, how are you going to teach anybody else? Okay? Let's just say that there's all of these people that start coming forward and they need someone to help them. They just want someone to talk to. Where are you? Because this is what you've come here for, is to help others. You've come here to help yourself so you can help others. You've come here to recognize your sovereignty in the face of chaos and still believe in it anyway. Still push it anyway. Still be who you are anyway. You know, when you have a fall or you have something happen where you can't do what you want to do, it really gives you some more time to reflect. And I was building up completely to be talking to you guys today. There was energy building in this house like you wouldn't believe, right? My message for humanity is peace and joy. And we are here not as slaves that we've been kept like for God knows how long now. We are free, you know? And we must understand what that freedom entails on every level of your being, right? It's going to be affected by what you choose to say to yourself, what your voice is to the world, what you say yes to and what you say no to. And I want to be able to just teach more concentrated on this particular way to do things, because we need it. I need help. I can't do this all by myself, right? I've been doing this for far too long. I have been suppressed. I've been held back. I've had my channel just completely just stay where it is. I have been stopped from advertising on platforms. I try to get my word out and, you know, hardly anybody sees it. I bet you there'll probably only be 300 views on this video by tomorrow or something, when I've got 40,000 subscribers. The numbers don't match, but I'm going to keep going anyway. Every single part of your life that you've been stopped from doing something, let me let you in on a huge secret, which may direct you to just move ahead now. Any one of you who've been stopped left, right, and center, who've tried to do their best and have been stopped, who've tried to help people and then they've been stopped, who've tried to set up a business and you've been stopped. I am telling you that the powers that used to be, which was the darkness, the dark cabal, that power knew who you were since you were little, okay? They knew who you were as soon as you were born, what you were capable of, what you might achieve, where you might go in your life, who might be saved by you, and they have blocked you every step of the way so you give up. Okay? I'm telling you, they will abuse you in your emotional state so that you feel that you're not good enough. And that's exactly where dark energy wants all of us to be. They think, oh, I will just strip money away from them and then they can't do anything, right? We'll stop them from being the best at something so they don't go on. We'll stop them from helping people, because then they will help the next generation and they will go on to help the next. We can't have that. So we're going to stuff them up every way that we can so that they will lose hope in themselves and they will stop. And that's what they were trying to do to me for my whole life. Realizing it was a bigger scheme, realizing that family turning and pointing fingers and, you know, hurting you and hurting you and hurting you and hurting you was to wear you down. So you just gave up, started sucking your thumb in a corner and going on to chemical dependence for the rest of your life. By that, I mean antidepressants, anti-anxiety, high blood pressure, and then something to counteract, you know, that you can't poop for a month, you know, all of this stuff. Pharmaceuticals there to destroy your body so that when you're 46, 47, 48, you start looking like an old bag, and then you start hating on yourself even more, and then you're hating on others that look younger or you think might have an easier go of it than you for some reason, and it keeps on going around and around and around and around and around and around and around until somebody says enough. I have to say that. I speak for all of you. I won't let you be ruined by this energy. I don't want any acclaim. I don't want any of it. I just want to be able to serve humanity and make it into a bigger thing where you can also learn to serve as well, in a way that you're not feeling like you have to do something, in a way where you're not feeling like you're going to fail, right? And getting out of all of the psychotic operations that have been happening over and over and over and over again through lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, until you finally stand up. And that is where I'm at. I'm at the end, and I'm sick to death of this suppression and the stress and the chaos that the world is in, and I'm not going to have it. So I'm creating a channel out of it. And I really, really hope that you guys will also find a channel out of it too. If it's not me, if you're not working with me to teach yourself, that you find someone that you feel comfortable with. Gone are the days where we spend thousands of dollars for one subject. Gone are the days where you don't get any support. Gone are the days where you're not good enough for something, or you can't get in because you need to just do all these testing first and then you can get in. That's gone. We're finished with it all. With a spiritual school like this, an academy like this, you are always accepted. You are always encouraged. You are always loved. You are always guided to open yourself up to more and more and more and more and more. And therefore you will also help others do the same, because you know it worked for you. And that's what I believe in. I believe in us, humanity, and this nonsense that we have experienced for so long now, this heavy stuff. And for people who have got a bigger mission, you've had a crap life. Your life has been terrible to stop you. Don't let it, okay? Don't let it. Use it as fuel as you move forward. Now, this new moon in Capricorn is a super new moon. It's already up now as we speak. Okay, I'm going to be careful. I'm leaning on my arm and it really hurts, right? So we've got this super new moon in Capricorn, which is about our resources. It's about our determination. It's probably why I'm just like, God, hang your flag up high, wherever you are, whatever country you are in. Fight for it. Fight for the people in your own way, using your mind to do so, instead of using your mind against you. Be proud of who you are. Know that you're a sovereign being of light with multiple talents. You haven't even tapped into all of it yet. I haven't even tapped into all of mine, right? That you can do anything that you set your mind to. That actually your mind is the key to your freedom, right? And we can listen to all this so-and-so over here and over there, and this government leader here talking crap, there. But then we see the victories happen as well. See people get convicted of things that we thought, okay, well, they're going to delay this, they're going to stop this, they're going to take her out, that she's, you know what I mean? Like they'll let her get away with it. It didn't happen, right? She's not getting away with it, neither are other people. That would not have happened a year ago. Okay? It wouldn't have happened a year ago. She would have got away with it. See how things have already changed. I can't mention names because I will get flagged on here. I want to still be here to talk to you all, which is ridiculous in itself that we can't speak, which triggers for all of you past lives where you've been shut down, past lives where you haven't been able to speak, right? One thing after the other is shifting. And we had fires here in Colorado the very next day. It snowed. What? People, 650 homes and businesses completely burnt to a crisp in a matter of hours because we had 110 miles an hour wind. Everything was dry here, and it was up, and that's like an hour north of us, right? Next day, snow, a shift, a change. Woke up on New Year's Day, snow for the first time since the beginning of 2021, like, when, April, May or something, 2021. And we should normally get snow in October, nothing. Until the first day of the new year, reset, nice clean energy, and a more determined focus because of the Capricorn energy, which I'm going to read to you now. I'm going to share my screen. I'll wait till I see which one it is. That one I want to share. Okay, here we go. So I'll try to open this a little more as well. So I'm going to read this one because I liked it, how it was quite positive in many ways. Okay. Astrologically speaking, 2022 is already off to a pretty good start. We've got Jupiter in Pisces, which brings a lot of luck with Jupiter. And we have Mars in Sagittarius, okay? And, Mars can bring a determination, and Sagittarius is determined to have a lot of fun, to try things new as well. And now for the very first new moon of the year, which will occur in the ambitious, hardworking sign of Capricorn, January the 2nd, today, right now, as we speak. Thankfully, we'll be starting the new year out on the right foot. Thank God. This new moon is setting the vibration for 2022. We're using this year to get down to business, having the first new moon of the year to be in Capricorn as opposed to Aquarius, which normally happens, okay? It sets the tone for the year ahead. And it's all about taking action steps, bringing family and career to the forefront. So the luminary doesn't just mark the start of 2022, it also marks the start of a brand new personal year. We're going to have a lot of brand new starts this year, and I'll explain that in a minute. We think of it this way because it's a time when we set our intentions for what we want in the year ahead. These goals become like a mountain, and that mountain becomes the object we set out to climb. Luckily, Capricorn has a determination that equips us with the patience, discipline, and persistence to reach the top. It's what I'm talking about. We need to use this energy that's with us right now to go, stuff it. I'll work it all out. I'm going to do this, right? It's just going to all work out for me instead of, details and crap. So luckily, Capricorn has a determination, right? It may be cliche to tell you to set goals for yourself this new year, but the proof is in the stars, or rather the moon. Now is astrologically the perfect time to create mood boards, write down action plans, and start working towards what we want for ourselves as 2022 starts to unravel before us. While this may not be the most entertaining or fun-filled lunation, it will serve us extremely well if we put these positive, realistic, and useful energies to work, getting in gear for the new year, okay? The first new moon of the year is especially Capricorny because four celestial bodies are in the sign of the goat. The sun, the moon, Venus retrograde, and Juno, the asteroid. So this is going to be one of the most critical points of the retrograde of Venus, when things might be super intense in relationships of all kinds, okay? This is when some of them might come to an end, in fact, all right? So you're letting go of things, getting rid of it. Also, people may try to come back into your sphere again. In fact, However, if we manage to look beneath the annoyance and the pain, this lunation can really give us a glance at things we need to change in order to be more successful in the new year. Your relationship could fall victim to the great uncuffing, or it could persevere through the holiday season and into 2022. Just know that either way, there may be some road bumps that you have to tackle first. It's also the energy of Ganesh, the overcomer of obstacles, is in our face right now, okay? If anything, the new moon energy will give us a relationship reality check and help us to realize what we really want out of love. During the new moon, both the sun and the moon will be forming a trine with Uranus, the planet of change and freedom, the awakening planet. Okay, this astrological happening is bringing in that tried and true new year, new me energy. This connection is more than ideal for abandoning the old and stepping into the new. So if we feel like we are still dragging negative stuff from 2021, Uranus will help us liberate ourselves from what no longer serves us. While awakening to hard truths might be tough, Uranus will help us err on the side of freedom so we can move on with more confidence and a stronger sense of identity. So the author of Saturn Return Survival Guide and the astrology deck echoes this, adding that we'll be focused on exploring new possibilities as we enter the new year. She advises us to get our manifestations in order, write down everything that we want to attain. I've got my own, claim for 2022. Hopefully you've written down your own. She advises us to do that and to really take advantage of the new moon in Capricorn. The moon will also be sextile with Neptune, and is a time in which we can trust our intuition, okay? Connecting to it will be key when it comes to making important decisions. So during this time, our intuition, creativity, and perception will be stronger than usual. So you have to trust your gut. It's time. New moons are known as celestial clean slate. These vibes, coupled with the new year, are making letting go and moving on all the more important. What do you want to leave behind in 2021? What do you want to change and pursue in 2022? Think on it, manifest it, and get to work. The new moon is inviting you to sit down, put pen to paper, get really honest with ourselves. This is the time to open your heart to those seemingly unattainable dreams and desires, the ones that thrill you and scare you in equal measure. This moon is giving you its blessing. What are you going to do with it? Okay. So that is the message for the new moon in Capricorn. It is also, we had a new beginning yesterday with the first of the year, and today is another new beginning because it's the new moon, which is a new beginning. We'll also see new beginnings scattered throughout the year. We'll have 3 moons in April. I've just never even heard of that before. Everything's like kicking off in a big way in April. February, March, and April are going to be huge. Okay, I've already talked about the Pluto conjunction in February for the first time since 1776. And I'll be talking more about that as we get closer to it. My academy is going to begin on January the 31st, right? So you have time to sort of get yourself sorted out to be there. I can't wait for that as well. So what I'm going to do right now for all of us is we're going to choose a crystal mandala card. I want to thank you if you're sitting there watching this when it's premiering. Okay, I possibly am making something to eat. By the time this goes up, I'm always like making something to eat, but I can hear it, and I'll come in and say hi to you guys as well. I may not be. I may just be sitting there. Okay, you never know. All right, so I am going to ask for a unique and special message for all of those that are listening, for all of us, and I'll give commentary on it as well. So this is our message for this particular, for our particular new moon in Capricorn right now. It's a super moon, okay, which means that it's going to bring even more power with it, okay. You won't see new moons, more than likely you won't see them, okay. But you will feel it, okay. So you should be feeling driven, should be feeling focused, ready to go, ready for this new year. We can't wait, okay. Yes, there will be craziness as well, but we will deal with that as we go along. Okay. A message for everybody from the Crystal Mandala Oracle. Here it is. Angel Amethyl and Blue Obsidian Revelation. How beautiful is this color? It's like it's matching my nails right now. Giving my nails a break. Okay, number 6 as well. So we pay attention to the 6th of January as well. Something will happen then. Revelation. So let's get this going here. Angel Amethyl. I'm going to watch my arm. Sorry, guys, because I landed down on the bathtub and it's a massive bruise under there. Okay, we bring you the gift of revelation. There are times when not knowing is helpful. During such times, you develop unconditional trust in the universe. That trust will then support you in living your life according to your personal truths. You need a lot of trust in yourself and in life to live with such courage. Not knowing the bigger picture can help you stay focused on what you need to do right now, rather than getting so excited about the future that you become distracted from the work that needs to be accomplished in the present moment. Unwittingly slowing down your progress and delaying the very future you want to draw closer to you. However, there are other times when it's more helpful to know, to understand, and to see. A particular truth will help you gain perspective, let go of the past, heal a wound, and feel safer, feel more loved, more empowered, and ready for the next step on your life journey. This is one of those times. Whoa. We bring you the helpful gift of revelation now because you're ready to know a deeper truth. There is an expression that says, when it no longer serves you not to know, you shall know, okay? But the spiritual aspirant who believes their path would be much easier if only they knew what was going on in their lives and why things were happening the way they were, this might seem questionable. Yet there are benefits and empowerments that happen for us when we are in a not knowing phase of our journey, laboring through darkness and confusion and not really sure what we are doing or supposed to be learning. During such times, there is a possibility to develop spiritual strength by learning to trust unconditionally in life. This unconditional trust then helps us have the courage to act on insights and revelations when they come. As much as we might feel we are always ready to know what is going on, this actually isn't the case. There are times when seeing the divine purpose behind what is happening and realizing exactly what we are letting go of and what we are growing into would intimidate or frighten us. It might also seem so grand and overwhelming that we shut down and resist the process because our minds don't understand that what seems difficult or impossible now can seem utterly natural and comfortable several years or several months from now. Or maybe a revelation of a glorious future would be so exciting that we could not stay present enough to do what needs to be done to actually allow it to happen. You can't be limited by these readings and things like that. You know, it's up to you to create the life that you want, and even better than anything that can be seen by others. There is saying in the Sufi mystic tradition that the divine grants destiny with compassion. What this means is that the universe really loves you and wants to nurture you into your path with the right information coming to you at the right time. Would you ask a kindergarten student to attend a postgraduate degree class in mathematics? Would you ask a child to handle the responsibilities that feel natural and even empowering for an adult to assume? What would happen to the kindergarten student or the child who is suddenly required so much more of than what he is naturally equipped to deal with at this stage of life? How might they respond? In time, with growth and development, these things could happen quite naturally and even more easily when there is no fear created by the mind wondering, what if I fail? I don't think I can do that. It might cause resistance, self-doubt, and hesitation, all because the truth of what was coming was accessed prematurely. We are at a phase in evolution on planet Earth where a lot can change in a short number of years. In fact, a lot can change in a number of months. What might throw you into fear if you knew it now could be the very same information you accept with equanimity and trust, and perhaps even feel empowered and inspired by several months or years from now. The universe knows what you need and when you will best benefit from seeing what is happening from a higher perspective, including getting glimpses of how your future is unfolding. In the same way, with an insight about your future or an understanding about what is happening does come to you, you are ready. You might be comfortable with it or feel challenged and not feel ready. However, there is a world of difference between feeling ready and being ready. The universe knows of what you're capable, and when an insight comes to you, you can do something constructive with it. A revelation is coming to you now because you're ready for it. Believe in what you see, feel, and know within your heart now and over the coming time. You are going to see a mystery revealed before your very eyes, and you may be startled, humbled, moved, and inspired by what you come to know. This is for each of you individually as well as a collective. There is only love in every revelation. You're just going to understand more of love's delicious divine plan for your soul this lifetime. Trust in what you perceive, no matter how radical it may seem. The divine is about to show you a glimpse into the heart of your life story and a positive prediction for your future. There you heard it, okay? Look at this beautiful card. Now, here we go. Here's the healing process. I call upon the crystal angel of blue obsidian, and angel Amatiel, who love me unconditionally. Thank you for the divine healing gift of revelation. I trust and receive the truth revealed now. I accept insight into my very own destiny, into what I am releasing, into what I am opening up to, and any insight I need to know about situations in my life which will serve my growth at this time. May these revelations be delivered with grace, mercy, and compassion. I am strong enough to see and know the truth and feel unconditionally loved by the universe. Through my own free will, so be it. And then, just one moment. I choose, of my own free will, through this and any lifetime, and through all layers of my entire being, to see and know truth. I choose to allow my mind to become empty of preconceived notions and expectations, assumptions and opinions about what can or cannot be. Instead, I open my mind willingly to be impressed upon by divine truth. The revelation of truth, of guidance, of insight, and of understanding happens at the perfect time and in the perfect way for me through meditation, thoughts and visions that pop into my mind spontaneously, through my dreams, and the inner knowing of my body. When a revelation is true, I know it is unconditionally loving. When a revelation seems fearful to my body or mind, I know it's a sign that fear is leaving my body and mind, and I wait for the loving insight to follow with complete trust. Through divine mercy and unconditional love, so be it. May divine love bring truth to all beings at the perfect time and in the perfect way. That's all we can ask for. So every being can manifest their divine potential and be happy and free. According to divine compassion, so be it. The truth of love revealed sets me free. Okay? You're going to have something come through for you, all right? Now, I was trying to tell somebody yesterday a little exercise to bring in the angels of balance, right? And because she's so distracted and because she's never seen my work before and because whatever reason she goes, oh, well, that didn't work. I didn't feel anything. And I said straight back to her, well, you didn't expect to either. What are your expectations for your future as well? Because your expectations have to be completely positive here, okay? No matter what we're seeing, what appears to be, it's all an illusion. Way back in 2017, I did a ceremony of ayahuasca with two of my dearest friends. The information was stunning. The revelations were right there. And I saw an empty street in New York, looked like right in the center of Manhattan, where you've got all the billboards and the lights and everything like that. It was empty. This was back in 2018. And in the middle of the street, so I'm standing at the side of the street thinking, where's all the taxis? Where's all the cars? Where's all the people? Where's all the buildings? And it had a very gray, black and white appearance. The only thing that was in color was a stream of rainbow light that was right in front of me. That was the only thing, and it wasn't touching the ground and it wasn't ending anywhere either. And ayahuasca is a energy, okay? It's a spirit guide. It's real. It's a female energy. And in my case, everybody's different. In my case, she spoke to me on an inner plane. And she said laughingly, remember that it's all an illusion. It's all an illusion, okay? You can create whatever you want to create. But if you sit in fear, that's what you'll create. If you sit in worry, that's what you'll create. If you sit in stress, that's all you'll see. Remember, it's all an illusion. It's all about whatever we're thinking about, decreeing as our life, as our choices. And we start seeing that reality become ours. She also gave me personal messages for myself. I knew my husband wasn't my husband then, obviously, but he was in my visuals. And I knew that I was going to connect with him again and, have this life, etc. And it was very interesting because anything that wasn't connected with high vibration energy and change energy was going to go. And look what happened. I didn't realize it was this way. All I knew was that 2020 was a catalyst. It was the time of awakening. It was the time where people came together. It was the time when we were going through like shock, horror, craziness. And I always said it was the best year. Even when I was doing readings, this is going to be the best year. People are like, what's so good about that? Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff are revealed in the darkness as well. Lots of stuff are revealed about agendas and things. They've got to come out and show you their plan and think that you're so stupid that you're not going to get it. Unfortunately, It's not about stupidity for people who have had to follow along. It's about thinking that this is the way to freedom, that, okay, if we just do this, then we're going to be fine. So I know other groups of people that believed that in history as well. Will do what they say, it can only get better. And they found very, very quickly that the more freedom they gave up, they never got it back. Okay? We can change all the way that energy works as well. I truly believe it. We have a revelation coming to each one of us for our own personal lives. And I do believe stuff that you're going to see with your own eyes happen. Things that can't be denied. People leaving their regular news station, regular media post, and coming out with, this was all a big hoax. Okay, folks? We've created this whole thing and we got paid to do it. You know, whatever comes out, comes out. We know that there's been corruption for the longest time anyway, so it's not anything new, okay? But going this far and what people have experienced and the separation that it's caused, the distance now that we are from people that we love, where we could freely travel before, now we can't. It's a shock to everybody. You can't get to who you need to get to really quickly anymore. And it's all on purpose, I'm sorry. Okay? Now, what we have to do with this is embrace our spiritual power more. Embrace who you really are as a soul. Stop moaning and whining and whinging and focusing on this not happening to you or this only happened. It's a load of crap, okay? This is who you are. So you need to open this up by accepting your sovereign energy as a being of light here on the planet, here trying to raise the vibration, to hold the light, to be strong in the darkness. You're all here because you can do it, and you said you were going to do it. Now, many have lost their way, believing that that's the way. You know, I don't understand how you can turn away, become distracted. You know, there's no honor to other people, it seems. Right? We're not just honoring someone on their journey anymore. It's all about picking them apart. That can't happen. I am explaining something to you about the distraction of the world. Okay? There's a lot of people distracted. There's a lot of people that have already just completely decided on their pathway. It doesn't mean you have to be a guru. It doesn't mean that you have to sit there and be perfect. I'm not talking about the old Indian way of doing something or whatever you might think of as spirituality. I'm not talking about that. You know, this whole spirituality thing is an umbrella for a lot of darkness as well. Okay? So we have to connect with our sovereignty. The message is about love. The message is about acceptance. The message is about being the change you wish to see. The message is about not doing the same things you've always done and expecting to be still elevated and crap. The message is that you can heal yourself, that you can change your body, that you can fix anything that's happened to it, that you can fix your skin, you can fix your life, that you don't have to die at a certain age because that's what you're told. That if you're eating meat and if you're eating all of this rubbish and dairy and you're still having problems with your stomach and you're still having problems with that, why did you get going with that in the first place? Are you looking at what you're putting in, what you're ingesting into your body? Is it coming from a dead, being for you that doesn't need to happen anymore, right? And then you have all these stomach problems and that from rottingness of all of this crap that's built up. The toxins from all of this that's built up. And God knows what hormones are in all the stuff to make it even look like it's edible in the stores now, right? All of that is a whole nother subject. And I've got lots of resources for you if you want to learn more about, just eating harmoniously, right? And it changes how you think as well. It upgrades your system, all right, as well. It stops your body straining. It kind of goes hand in hand. A lot of different planetary beings don't eat other sentient beings, which is meat. It's animals. People say they love animals, but really they only love pets, you know, because they eat the animals. Now, this is just a thing that's happened. We've just been taught and brainwashed to eat this way. I was the same. And it doesn't mean that you won't be able to open up your abilities if you're eating meat, because you can. I did, right? I was eating meat for a long time. It's been very many years now. So I stopped eating meat, 16 years ago when I was about 30, 29, 30. 16 years ago now. Haven't touched meat. I'm not interested. It makes me want to vomit. But everybody's different. And it was my personal choice at the time. But you'll start looking at these things differently is my point. You know, where there is conforming, you know, where are we conforming to what everybody wants us to do? My mission is to help you to become the strongest version of yourself you've ever been, to correct the soul strands so that they're all not repeating patterns in your life of destruction out of fear of failure or fear of success. How if you've been a witch or something in a past life and you've had a lot of scarring from that, so you're afraid to move out. If you've been a Christian, if you are a Christian, if you've been held back by religion for your whole life, if you believed in something and you're not sure anymore, my mission is to help you to be you. Just be yourself, okay? No comparing, no competition or anything like that. It's not about that. There's plenty enough of abundance to go around for everybody. And in fact, we need to channel in more for ourselves. Because what will end up happening in the future is that there won't be a need for the money, as in cash in your hand. That's not going to be a need. We may want to hold on to money, right? Because that's something that we've been like, you strive for to be successful in our eyes is, having abundance in that way, right? But what does abundance really mean to you anyway? It could be an abundance of anything, right, in your path. And what we're looking at here is strength and training so that you won't have a shadow of a doubt in your mind about who you are. You may decide you want to stop eating meat. Fantastic. You found the perfect non-judgmental person to help you with that, right? You might decide you want to stop being in an abusive relationship. Perfect. You found someone that totally gets it. You may find that you haven't got any abilities. Perfect. You found someone that's going to help you to open them right back up so that you understand them and you can work with them. Because I am telling you now, everybody, anybody that's listening to this, please listen. You need to be trained properly to open up your vibration properly, to be of the greatest assistance that this planet needs. Because if everybody is let's just say that there's millions and millions of people that are wiped out for some reason, okay? And there is no doctors and there are no pharmacies because we don't want them. Are you going to know what herbs and things to use? Are you going to know what aromatherapy oils to bring in? You're going to know how to grow things? Are you going to know how to manifest things with your mind and make it into a reality for yourself? Are you going to be able to help children that have never had kindness shown to them before? Because when we release, they finally do release all of these children, and we're able to help in that release with our mind. They're going to need somewhere to go to. They need help. Animals need help. I don't know how many animals are sent to, especially horses, sent to just be killed after they're finished doing their duties. Just kill them off. They should just live a life, of honor because they've been serving people for so long. And here they are, just shipped off for glue factories. It's horrendous. Dog food even, to be put into dog food. right? All kinds of stuff. You have to be ready. I'm telling you, this is your time. This is your year to get ready. Okay, 2022 is going to support you in your expansion because we have, Jupiter, Neptune working together as well, which further pushes it. So people may see the agenda of the people or the governments, right? They might go, oh no, this is just keep continuing to spiral. But you're forgetting that we have the planetary assistance that comes in. We have our spiritual light team that comes in. We have beings of light that are from other planets that don't want anything to happen to Earth either, which we can call in. We have the energy of the Earth, which we've activated if you listen to my 2022 declarations. We have everything going for us to actually make a clean sweep here. But then if someone came to you today and said, my life, I'm just about to take my life. I'm sick of this crap. Can you please help me? Are you going to know what to do? I'm sure most of you will wing it and get there, but are you going to know what to do and where this has come from and why they've suddenly come to this conclusion and how you can help them with that and pull it out and help them to get stronger and help them to be, on the empowerment side of life? Because it's really that simple. There's disempowerment and empowerment. You were born to be empowered. You were born with powers, if you want to put it that way. You were born sovereign. You were born free, okay? That is what you need to focus on, regardless of what this circus is going on around here. Focus on where the hell you're going, okay? And trust that it's opening up for you, that there's healing in your future, that your future self knows what's going on and is helping you and guiding you as well. And we will do some exercises on connecting with our future self to help us. But if you sit there going, oh, but it won't work for me because nothing ever works for me, you're still in that old energy of you can't do anything. And that is a lie, okay? There's nothing that you can't do, be, or have. All it takes is a vision of success for yourself. That's my quote. I wrote it down years ago. It's in my book, I think, as well. All it takes is a vision of success. These visions of failures continue to show you. It shows you what a great manifester you are by all of this that you give yourself all the time. And people need help with that. People need retraining. We've been abused all our lives in one way or another, in multiple ways. So trauma comes back. Trauma comes back in pockets, in waves, in trigger points, in emotions. And it comes back. And it comes back, and we've got to learn to push it down and get rid of it, dissolve that nagging energy that keeps us dumbed down to where we're supposed to be. That nagging voice that tells you you can't do it, or it's going to cost too much money, or it's going to be too hard, or no one will get it, and people are going to pick on you, and what will other people say? That is all that nagging darkness that keeps you going around in circles. I've seen it happen to so many people. They go around in circles for the rest of their lives and die very, very sad. And the first thing that happens is that when they come back in and I'm connecting in with them or whatever and asking them, the first thing they say is, I wish I knew then what I know now. I wish I'd lived my life differently. I wish I hadn't shut everything off if I knew how powerful I was. Oh my God, I was wasting so much time in fear, in stress, in worry, in concerns. I didn't know any way out of it. This is what people on the other side of the veil say. I didn't know how to get out of it. I was too afraid to take a chance in my life. I did what everybody told me to do. I lived my life of going around in circles and pleasing everybody. And then I got cancer. And then I got a terminal illness. Or then I had a heart attack. And then I was cursing God. Like, why would this happen to me? Well, why not? Put all this stress in your life, your whole life, hating on yourself. What do you think your body's going to do? You think your body's just going to keep shining and, oh, it's okay, we're good. No, your body hears you every time and starts to shrink down, starts to have problems, starts to not work properly. You end up getting big zits on your face and cysts in your body and crap like this and pushing down your pain, and you can't digest what someone's saying to you, so you end up with digestive issues. You're full of guilt, so your heart goes on you. You feel angry, so you get cancer. Your liver starts to shut down. Your kidneys and your liver and everything is governed by what your heart is doing. When your heart is full of despair and your body reacts to it. And I'm telling you, that's what happens over time, until finally the body gives out. The person on the other side of the veil is like, I can't believe I had a chance here on this planet, and all I did was what everybody wanted to do. I stayed in my head. I focused on my doubts. I focused on my fears. I didn't see myself as I thought I was going to do. I came into the planet with this plan. I thought I was going to be able to execute this plan really well, and life got to me, and I let it. Okay? This is what they say time and time again. My dad said to me, the biggest words my dad said to me when he got to the other side of the veil, I had no idea, Becky. Even though I was trying to pull my hair out and explain to my dad, come on, Dad, it's not about woo-woo stuff. It's not about cards. It's not about being a psychic. It's about how you live your life. Now, you live your life, Dad, in total fear of God. I live my life in total love and acceptance of God. Which way do you think is going to be an easier life to live? Right? But he sees that now that he's on the other side. God, I wish I had. And I'm like, I know. I was trying to tell you for years and years and years and years and years. Connect with your daughter. Listen for a minute instead of being so stuck in the Bible that you can't see past what the words are saying, and only picking and choosing things out of those words that you can throw at somebody. I have people come up say, oh, that's the devil's work with those cards. You know what my answer is? The devil's work is someone who attacks somebody else. I'm sitting there trying to help people. Cards are not for me, they're for you. So someone doing the devil's work is attacking those people all the time. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're doing it wrong over there. You're wrong. You might as well give up. Who's that sound like? Sounds like darkness to me. Because someone who's talking to you from the light tells you how special and wonderful and amazing you are. And if only you knew just a fraction of what that energy was, then you wouldn't worry about anything again your whole life. You wouldn't worry about a thing. You'd actually be laughing, right? At the ridiculousness of the pantomime, at the ridiculousness of what we do to ourselves. When you know how strong and powerful you are, it's like you just want everybody to see it too. That's where I'm at. It's like, please, can you just notice for a second what you're doing to yourself? I get it. I've done it to myself as well for a lot of years of my life. Down in the gutter, pushed down. See it reflected in other people's opinion of me or whatever. Okay, all right, well, I don't want to upset anybody by saying this. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings by saying that. And I don't want to say no when I really should say no in a situation because I don't want to let anybody down. No more, okay? If you come at me sideways in any way, shape or form with a nasty comment or whatever, you've shown yourself, I don't want you around. You won't be able to have access to anything, okay? That's if you just come at me out of the blue and just want to attack. It rarely happens in my life. But a dark energy can't help themselves, right? They've got to put something. They've got to say something. They've got to come out, just like we're seeing now. The dark energy is showing their hands to us. Hello, look at it all. Look at this nightmare. And all we can do is laugh about it because it's not real. It's an illusion, remember? It's all an illusion. Your reality is created by manifesting that which you wish to see. And you manifest it by choosing to not lower your vibration anywhere else, to do that work every day, the declarations, connecting yourself into the earth, into the universe, putting up your shields, leaving it go. Live your life. Live your life in flow instead of in stress. Now, I have to say these things, and I will be saying a lot, okay? Because as I said to you, I want you to see what it's like on the other side here. Okay, my husband, he was the same too. When he met me, he was like, what's thinking something got to do with anything, you know? What's saying something about my body going to do anything, you know? Because he never saw it work before. He never saw anything work before for his back, his problems, his issues, his stresses. He never saw anything work before. He never got any relief. So it was just another thing coming along here. Try this, try this, try this. That he was thinking, how's that going to work? Until it did. And it did. And it did. And it continued to do so. Not saying that he instantly got everything that he was told. Remember, the revelation comes and suddenly it clicks into place. But he started to remember things bit by bit by bit. Oh yeah, I'm doing that again. Oh yeah, I've been worrying about that. Oh yeah, I'm sad about that. Oh, I've had a phone call from that person and it's really drove me crazy, right? This is affecting my body now. Oh my God. Now I'm seeing it all match up. Wow. Right? All match up. And then you see things affect your body. You see things affect your life. Okay? And you see it all begin to unfold right before your eyes, and then you figure it out. I'm telling you. There's nothing you can't do. Right? I know I've said this a few times today. This is a new start. This is we have an opportunity here to live in a way which everybody is allowed to do whatever the hell that they want, that we can manifest what we want, all of our food, all of the animals, that we can live where we want to live, right? Because our reality is shaped that way. There may still be this nonsense going on around here, okay? But just imagine you're in a wormhole, and in the wormhole is everything that you ever desired in your life. And you started manifesting everything you ever desired in your life through the wormhole, okay? It protects you. It keeps you safe. It elevates your energy to adjust to the frequency changes that we might experience. It shows the truth about everything. It brings us extreme happiness, support, and connection with like-minded beings, right? People around us that are totally on wavelengths, at the same wavelength, or people that are willing to be on the wavelength, just need a little bit of help to get there. And we're in this wormhole. That's our life. We don't notice all the other dramatic stuff that's playing out, perhaps. That's the way I feel it's going to be, literally, creating a new earth for ourselves and how we live on it and how we do things, and being given that chance again, rather than hating ourselves, hating each other, killing each other, fighting with each other. We're all the human race, we need to just wake up and stop, defining people into groups. Because when Source looks at us, it doesn't see, oh, that person's Chinese and that person's Australian and that person's, African or whatever. It sees us all as humans, as souls, as vibration. We have a vibration of color and sound. That is how Source sees us. That's how our angels see us. Our beacons of light show. It shows them what we've done as well. How cool is that? If you have known what you've done, you wouldn't worry. You wouldn't be worried. You wouldn't be sitting there like, I've done it. I know what you're doing. Some of you are totally on board with what I'm saying. I just want this to reach people that really need to hear this today. I want to be there for you guys when you're going through something. The only way that I can do that sometimes is just to speak, And this is coming from someone who stuttered, who had terrible anxiety, who was agoraphobic, who was in abuse after abusive situation, abuse as a child, thrown into situations that should never have happened to a little girl, lived a life with who can I trust? Everybody abuses me everywhere I go. Like I can't, and I still trusted every single person I met. Like every person I met as gonna do the right thing because that's what I thought people would do, even through all the horror. even when you're the only one in the family and everybody else is actually having a great life. And my sister and my brothers and all that, they were spoiled rotten. They had everything they wanted. And they look down their nose at me now for being who I am, you know? It's like, well, as if your life is better than mine. I'd rather have all of this and come to this conclusion. It's like, it's laughable how hard people will try to shut you down. Okay, it's just think about how many times that's happened for you. How many times have you been shut down, pushed down the rabbit hole, left to fend for yourself? You know, when no one even thinks of you and you think of everybody else. How many times has that happened? Don't think it's forgotten in spirit. Don't think it's forgotten by source. You know, these people might treat you like crap. The more that they do, the more they know about you. The worse your life has been, the more you've got to do, the more work you're here to achieve, and you're doing it. You're doing it just by watching this video today, because it's showing you. You wouldn't be here if you weren't on that pathway or trying to figure it out or trying to understand it, okay? We don't want to overthink everything and overanalyze everything, but we got to be aware of things in our life in order to change them, aware of our reactions in order to change our life direction, aware of our powers, because we have powers, okay? Doesn't mean we're powerful or more powerful than others or superior, like we've seen control. It's not about control. It's just about a frequency that's always been yours. It's what you were born with. And the more you acknowledge this as a good thing, and the more that you acknowledge yourself as a good thing, as a beautiful energy of light, the more that you see yourself as capable of anything you set your mind to, the more you see yourself as not defined by your past, and instead defined by your legacy, what you're going to leave behind. The more you see yourself like that, the more empowered you should become. If fear starts to take over, you know it's from the dark side. Fear actually grows the more you think about it. Don't feed it. Don't feed that darkness anymore. Instead, feed love and you'll see the same happen. It'll grow. Things will change. Things will manifest. Life will improve. No matter what's going on around the globe, your life will be in that beautiful wormhole bubble of light where you can still see, you know, you still may be affected by certain things or whatever, but you still see your way forward very clearly and what you need to do, what works and what doesn't work. These are important things, and I have to say them, you know. My name's BDevine, and I have been here since 2009 working with you all. Many of you don't know about my past, all that sort of stuff. We'll do more stuff about healing stuff. It's so distant from me, everybody. To think about it in order to illustrate a point to you is like hard. Because it's just not me. I'm in a healed reality of myself. I used to be broken, just like everybody else. Full on in despair. Always sad, always crying myself to sleep. I learned how to cry so nobody could hear me. You know? I don't know how many of you have done that as well. When you're laying in bed and you're completely injured from the battering that you've taken, whatever's happened to you, and you learn not to cry so you don't spark it all up again. Or you're just completely sad because your family don't even remember your birthday, or, you know, they couldn't care less except about having a holiday or going where they're going or doing what they're doing. And knowing that they're pushing you aside, expecting you to be perfect but not doing anything in return. Oh, they don't call. Well, you're the problem, you know. You're the one that's not calling and you're the problem. But they don't call you or support you or remember your Christmas or your birthday or your wedding or any of it. But you've got to remember everything about theirs. Or you're wrong. You know, you're the jerk, right? All of that old stuff, the way that I used to live every single day of my life, can never exist anymore. The way in which things used to be. Struggling for everything. Trying to make people pleased and be happy with me. And never seeming to do that. Like it was just always in the wrong circles, always with the wrong people, always in these abusive cycles with people. and just remembering each day being so difficult, waking up hungry, not knowing where food was going to be, being homeless, not knowing where you're going to sleep, not knowing if you're going to get attacked in your sleep, having to keep your eyes everywhere, and so many more and more and more and more and more other things. But again, as I said to you, it's kind of like I'm illustrating a point to you, but it's difficult for me to be able to even, I kind of want to observe it instead of being in it, if that makes sense. Like with your memories, you're in it. With me, I try to look over my shoulder or something like that. So revelations are occurring. The 6th of January most likely will be pretty important. We know what happened last year, or what they said happened last year. So there'll be something on the 6th as well. It's going to be one thing after another this year, because everything's falling apart. They had their chance to enforce everything and it didn't work. So just hang in there, everyone. Okay? Focus on where you want to be, what you want to do. And if you want to train with me, I'll have the link down in the comments. Okay? Know that you can pay stuff off. All right? But I need you guys to be enrolled before the 31st of January. So I'm ready to work with you. You want to be there with the first semester, because you got to start somewhere. And also I'll be doing it week by week with you, instead of it all being pre-recorded and you're going through stuff. This way I'm doing it with you, kind of thing. Okay. So I want to thank you for listening this far and sending blessings to all of you. Please remember who you are. Okay. Don't forget that. That's the most important part of your life there. And trust that everything is going to come about, all right? We're nearly at the end of this whole big long road here where things are going to start coming into our energy that is so much nicer than what we've experienced, okay? And sending you much love. And tell me, write down in the comments what sort of videos you would like to learn, and what you would like to see. I've got more obviously coming. And until the next time, lots of love, everybody. Let's go 2022, and bye for now.